Bar Stool Sports.
Are Titus, Brandon Walker. Mostly sports.
What just happened? Wait a second.
I spilled protein smoothie on my shirt. You can't see it.
You just bragging that you're having a protein smoothie? Welcome to Mostly Sports, presented by Jagermeister. I'm Mark Titus. He is Brandon Walker. Today is Monday, May 20th. From our Star Wars family to yours, may the 20th be with you. We are live from Chicago, and we want to talk to you about Jagermeister. We want to talk to you about ice cold shots, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't be afraid, folks. Take a thermometer to the bar.
No, you need to take one.
Don't be afraid to dip that thing in your shots.
Take a full winter coat as well.
Get nice and ready for those ice cold shots.
I did an ice cold shot this weekend.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's cold.
Went to Sluggers for the Cubs game. They had the setup.
Damn.
This guy?
Yeah.
They had this guy?
Yeah.
And the shot came out and and it went down
Ice cold.
Ice cold.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It's great.
That's exciting. Wherever you're at, if you're hanging with friends or at the bar, maybe you're doing all the sports stuff or just the mostly sports stuff, call the shots. Cheers with ice cold Jagermeister. Remember to check Jagermeister out at Jagermeister.com. Drink responsibly. Jagermeister, the Coors, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mass Jagermeister U.S., White Plains, New York. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
That when the Timberwolves hit the switch last night and went from being 20 down to chasing down the Nuggets in the third quarter was one of the most impressive things I've seen in NBA in years. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was like a slow moving car crash for the Nuggets. Like it just.
But there was no getting out of it.
Yeah,
they were
just
just
not do any. Yeah,
it was like a nature documentary where one animal has another animal trapped, and they're gonna fight and they're gonna fight but they can't. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah,
and it was just impressive. Like they ramped up the defensive intensity, and once they finally started hitting shots, and you could feel like every time they would hit a shot, their bench and their crowd, which I don't know how they got that big of a crowd there, was just louder and louder and louder until ultimately, just watching Jokic flail against it and the rest of the Nuggets disappear was awesome.
The Nuggets crowd was groaning too. I think
they could feel it. Yeah,
I mean they weren't wrong because it did go horribly wrong and they lost to Game 7. And this has happened before. The Blazers, if memory serves, Damian Lillard had a big game. Maybe he didn't have a big game. I remember the Blazers beat the Nuggets in Denver in Game 7 like not too long ago. Where it felt like the Nuggets were going to win, and then they kind of fucked it up. But the fans weren't wrong. But I will say in the moment, and again, I was wrong. They were right. But I will say as it was happening, I felt like it was a premature groaning situation. I felt like things started to go slightly poorly for Denver, and you could hear groans coming from the fans. Now, they ended up being right because I think they knew what was coming. But as I was watching, I was like, you guys are still up 12. Why are you groaning every time you miss a shot? And then you blink twice, and you're like, oh, that's why you're groaning. I got it. Rudy Gobert, fadeaway.
Good groan,
Rudy
guys.
Gobert hitting a fadeaway with the shot. That was the moment for me where I was like, oh, they are fucked. Like
Yeah.
this is – because even as they was slipping away, you still look up. The Nuggets are down 4 with like 5 minutes left. And you're like, all right, this isn't great. You've given up a 20-point lead.
But you're right there.
You're still down 4 with 5 minutes. You get a couple stops, make a couple shots, you win the game. When Gobert hit the fadeaway at the shot clock buzzer – that's what it was over for. That was the dagger for me. For me, it was like, yeah, the Nuggets are done. They are absolutely done.
The worst people on Twitter and in real life Well, the people say, "Oh, NBA, I don't watch that. They don't play any defense." For those people that say that sentence, which is a lie, I would like to show them what the Timberwolves did to the Nuggets last night, because they ramped up that defensive intensity and they just systematically broke them down. You could see them psychologically breaking down. You can see Jokic, by the way, went from cruising to absolutely gassed in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it happened quick.
He was done, and I can't blame him because Jamal Murray scored the 24 in the first half, but he was kind of useless in the second half, and no other Nugget had any interest in being there whatsoever. They all wanted to go to the locker room and hide and crawl away and get away from that. And Anthony Edwards, by the way, he was awful shooting the basketball. The fact that he could be 5 of 20 shooting and still be the best player on the court.
He had a great game. Yeah,
he had a great game. He just shot poorly.
Yeah, and he shot poorly because he was forcing it because they were double teaming him, and he felt like he went into this game thinking, "This is my time. This is my moment.
I have to do this.
I have to show the world that I'm the face of this league." And the Nuggets are throwing double teams at him, and he's pressing a little bit and forcing things a little bit. And then in the second half, he was like, "Wait a second. When they bring 2 guys at me, that means they have 3 guys to guard the other 4.
Yeah.
What if I just pass out of this?
What if the ball went to
we
somebody
just
else?
whip it around. We're gonna get wide open shots, and then if we miss the shots, the Nuggets are just running in circles defensively. And even when the Wolves would miss, they felt like they would just get offensive rebounds. And then the Nuggets. I felt like that was all the attention is paid throughout the entire series. It was when the Nuggets had the ball. It was the Nuggets offense versus the Timberwolves defense. That seemed to be like all the talking point for me. What was fascinating was always when the Timberwolves had the ball and how the Nuggets would play defense, because the Nuggets can guard, but then every so often they look like they've never played a possession of defense in their life.
Yeah,
and I felt like that it made sense to me that the Timberwolves were stopping the Nuggets. They are a great defensive team. What became shocking to me was how easy it became for the Timberwolves to score the basketball in the second half. How easy the Nuggets let their lack of offense trickle over to the defensive end, where they're just running around with no plan whatsoever, because they were going to trap Anthony Edwards, but now he's just splitting double teams and shit, and they're just like, fuck, I guess we're just going to lose. And just let it happen.
I think you're right. As soon as Edwards kind of stopped looking for his shot, first and foremost, he would drive and then he would kick to the corner, and that person's either open or one extra pass, and that person is open.
Yeah.
That happened on the Conley 3 late in the shot clock one time.
Yeah, that was like a premature. That was not a premature. That was an early dagger. That was a pre-dagger.
Yeah.
That was the dagger before.
There were a lot of daggers.
There were a lot of daggers.
There were a lot of daggers, and the first dagger was, I think they were down 8 or something, maybe down 5. And Edwards just kind of drives in the lane, and he's going up for a shot, and then at the last moment just turns and throws it to the corner. That was a dagger. It was just a wave of defensive basketball. And Edwards, I know he was 5 for 20, but I don't know. I don't have in front of me how many steals he got, how many fast breaks he was able to start. He was just a menace on the defense.
How many hockey assists? That's a good thing too. That's a good way to show.
Yeah, the Conley 3 was a hockey assist.
A good way to show that you know basketball is to talk about the hockey assist in basketball, because then you're now seeing things that the box score doesn't show, and you're just like, he made the pass that set up the pass.
Listen,
and that's
like throwing it out of the post or out of a double team to a guy who can then do the extra pass to the wide open 3. That could be assist worthy.
Yeah, it probably should be.
We'll figure that out.
It probably should be.
I
thought Anthony Edwards, he didn't have obviously an all-time game or anything, but his shooting was poor. But I honestly was very impressed by, especially in the second half, by how he didn't force the issue and just played with it himself. And that's kind of the story of why the Timberwolves beat the Nuggets. Is they are a better team. They
won
Nuggets,
3 times in Denver.
That's crazy.
They won 3 games in Denver. It's
at a place that's supposed to be impossible to win. That's supposed to be.
You know how many altitudes they got?
Yeah, they have 5,280. It says right there on their jersey.
I don't know who made that decision. I don't know who in that building or that organization said, you know what? Let's wear the jerseys that says how many feet we are in the air. That was crazy.
I hate those jerseys so much.
They're awful.
Because it dawned on me, I think,
It'd be your
yesterday,
Game 7 jersey.
It's arbitrary to put it in feet also. You could just put 1 for 1 mile.
Yeah, you can put 1. You can put 1760 for yards.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's meters somewhere.
How did 5,280 become the thing when we talk about being about a mile.
The jersey just had 1.
Because I guess mountains are measured in feet. Is that it? And so you, but you can measure.
Fuck if I know.
It's the Mile High City. You're 1 mile in the air. Just do one.
Did they round off in Denver? Like, is it exactly 5,280?
Yeah, I'm sniffing Kizzy on that too.
Yeah, agreed.
What do you think it is? 5,280.4?
Yeah, I think it's definitely not a round number.
It's exactly like how did these settlers?
Well, 5,280 isn't it like an exact number? It's pretty.
I mean, that's a pretty big coincidence that the settlers exactly one. But I'm sniffing Kizzy because they have to do this now. So, but what happens when you step up you take the steps to the courthouse? You take one step up. Now
right.
you're
Well, I'm just gonna say Denver's not perfectly flat.
Yeah.
So if there's a little dip in the road or a little hill, now you're. Do they laugh at their neighbors? Like, you see them? They're 5,278.
Yeah, real estate in Denver, like it costs. You can bump your house up like an extra $200,000 if you actually do live at 5,280 feet. That's how they.
Man,
it's a selling point for a house.
It was just to me, it was so impressive, and like Jokic at the end was saying they asked him, is this a rivalry now? And he said, yeah, this team was built to beat us. He gave them all flowers. He gave Mike Conley flowers.
Yeah, he did. Most underrated player in the league.
Yeah,
he did.
And there's got to be. I mean, yeah, that's your boy, right?
It's my boy. Yeah.
I was very happy.
Yeah,
that.
I'm enjoying myself right now.
Yeah.
I definitely, as I texted you guys last night, the stars are aligning, and people will throw this back in my face and say I jinxed it. I don't believe in jinxes. I believe in just saying shit.
Yeah, I actually do
I just
too.
believe in saying shit, dude. But I understand it's highly unlikely, but the chances of it happening are greater than 0%. And I realized it last night that Mike Conley could win his first NBA and only NBA championship in our home city of Indianapolis now.
Yeah.
He could clinch because if it's T-Wolves Pacers, T-Wolves will have home court advantage, which means Game 6 would be in Indianapolis for the NBA Finals. And yeah, I've let my brain go there, Brandon.
Yeah.
I've let my brain go there.
Got there quick, didn't it?
Mike Conley winning an NBA championship in Indy.
Did that happen?
It would be a movie. It would be a movie for the AAU boys.
Was that like a light switch that happened when they got to the Final Four of this thing? Because I don't remember you thinking that a week ago.
I didn't think either one of those teams was going to win yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought the Knicks and not just because of home court advantage. I just thought that I thought I don't know. I just couldn't see it in my mind's eye. I couldn't see the Nuggets squandering away a 20-point lead like that. The Pacers, my God, we'll talk about that, but shooting 67%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, if one of those two teams win, I'll be happy. I don't think they're both going to win, though. And then they both won, and I just allowed my mind to go crazy last night. I'm laying in bed just like, oh, my God, if Mike does this in Indy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a movie.
Are the
It's
group
gonna
chats lighting up?
The group chats are gonna be popping off. Yeah. We're not. It's not popping off just yet. But yeah, I mean, if Nuggets go up 3-1, we're gonna be or the Timberwolves, I should say. The Timberwolves go up 3-1. It's gonna be popping off. Yeah, in the group chat, for sure.
You gonna go? In this hypothetical situation.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, let's just go ahead and plan this out.
Yeah.
If it's Timberwolves Pacers
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to, and the Wolves are up 3-2 going into Indy.
Yeah.
I am not going to go to the game. I'm going to go to the strip club to prep it for after the game.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the stuff that doesn't show up in the
Walk
box
me
score.
through how you would prep a strip club.
I would get there at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Great time to get there. I would make sure like the back rooms are all the champagne bottles are stocked. I would make sure I would go through. I would take lap dances from all the strippers that are working that night, and it'd be like a taste test. Like I would.
So you're gonna taste all the strippers.
I would sample all the strippers,
Okay.
and the ones that are just unsatisfactory, I would say no, not tonight. Not maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not tonight. Not on the night that my boys win an NBA championship. We're not doing this. Yeah, and then by the time they do it, I think I'd be ready to go home. I think by the time like they show up at 1 a.m.
All right, have fun,
I'd be
guys.
like, all right, guys, I'm
beat.
tired. I've been here for hours.
So did y'all play
Anyway.
tonight? I didn't even watch.
Anyway, yeah, the Timberwolves, they're a fun team. They're a deep team, and
they're a likable team.
a very likable team. And I think like it's not going to happen. But did yesterday did we take a step in NBA discourse and did we take a step forward and maybe like realizing that it is in fact a team sport and it's not an individual player sport? With the Pacers have a much deeper team than the Knicks.
Yeah.
The Knicks just have the superheroes, and the Knicks have the Garden, I guess, and
the officials, yeah,
and the legends, yeah, and the legends sitting courtside, and all that other shit. But the Pacers had a deeper team. The Timberwolves had the deeper team.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to make it Ant versus Jokic or whatever, but it's like the reason the Timberwolves won is because they had 6 guys scoring double figures. The Nuggets had 2.
By the way, and this is one of my Shaq. I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game moments. And this is shame on me for not watching the Wolves as closely this year as everybody else. The fourth quarter, was Naz Reid this good all year? That motherfucker was incredible.
He's pretty
in the fourth
good,
quarter.
yeah. Not that good, but yeah, he's pretty good.
But he was getting put back dunks. He was getting every offensive rebound, like every little thing that led to like there were just, and you've already mentioned it. There were so many moments where the Nuggets, if they get one stop, they got a chance to go make it a one-possession game.
Yeah.
Ball comes off the rim. Naz Reid just reaches up over everybody, gets it back out. Edwards makes a play.
The dunk tip was also a dagger. Another dagger.
It was a dagger as well.
The dunk tip he had. Dagger.
There was the sequence, where he had the putback, and then they got the steal on the opposite end immediately afterwards, and then that led to the Anthony Edwards 3 that he dished out on. Like he was just on fire.
Now that was a dagger.
Yeah.
That also a dagger.
That was a dagger.
Anthony Edwards was talking trash to the random white dude on the
side. Oh no, that was
a dagger.
That was a fucking dagger.
Yeah.
Dagger.
How many daggers we up to? That's like 6 daggers.
Yeah, it's about 6 or 7.
That was probably the last one when he talked to the white guy.
Yeah. But that was awesome.
Karl Towns had a great third quarter as well. He played well the whole game, but the third quarter
he kind of offensively held them in the game until the rest of them could get going.
Low key legacy quarter.
a legacy quarter.
I'm
like that.
I'm labeling that a low key legacy quarter for Karl Anthony Towns.
Damn, you remember that third quarter?
Third quarter, game 7 in Denver, when he was locking up Jokic.
I think
he was hitting shots.
I guess there are legacy quarters out there. Isaiah Thomas had a legacy quarter one time, scored 25 in the third quarter against Lakers in the finals.
Yeah, legacy quarter.
Legacy quarters. Klay Thompson has a legacy quarter, right? Scored 37 points in a quarter.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the Pacers too.
Let's do it.
Okay. We started the show in September, and the early part of the NBA season, the one team that stood out the most was the Pacers.
Most fun team in the NBA.
We
Not the best team in the NBA, most fun team in the NBA.
We kept pointing them out, saying, hey, I don't know if you looked, but they scored 148 last night. They won 152, 145. They just kept doing it. They kept doing it with a bunch of players, too. And they would have 6 players in double figures, 7 players in double figures. And it's hard to keep up that pace forever. They didn't really keep up that pace. They just kind of became a normal team for the rest of the season. But I thought yesterday that was a glimpse of that team that just goes out there and bludgeons you to death offensively. They had 6 players in double figures. Halliburton had 26. They had 33 assists. They shot 67%, and they won easily. In
That's
the
Indiana Pacers basketball. What I saw was Indiana Pacers
just
basketball.
Going out in Game 7 scoring 130? Yeah. That's crazy. That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to do that, and they did, and that was a very pleasant surprise. And the Knicks, when they cut it to 6, did it get down to 6 in the second half? There was a feeling of like, oh shit, here we go. Here we go.
But they snapped right out of it.
Tyrese Halliburton was talking insane levels of shit.
Yeah.
Just nonstop the whole game. That was awesome.
Have you seen people are upset with the fact that he wore the Reggie Miller hoodie after the game and not before the game?
No,
people claiming he's a front runner.
Yeah, I saw the clip of was it Game 6 when he hits the shot over Deuce McBride and he says too little, and then everyone was the bozo Knicks fans were like, you notice as soon as Deuce turns around he itched his nose. Yeah. That was first of all, he didn't. Like, he turns around and he's still doing that, and then he at some point he has to stop doing that. Would you want him to just do that the whole time down the court? There's an obsession from these New York fans that Tyrese Halliburton is soft and a front runner. And they'll have and what I would say to them is you will have a lot of time to continue to form those arguments as you're not watching your team play in the playoffs.
I don't even
Tyrese
understand
Halliburton is going to continue
in this context how front runner would apply. He showed up to the game. He brought a hoodie in case the Knicks choked and they won.
Yeah.
That he was going to wear to rub salt in the wound. He wins the game by 20 points, puts on the hoodie. That's not front running. That's good shit talk.
This is Last Dance syndrome, where there's one clip from Last Dance where Michael Jordan's talking about how it's easier to talk shit when you're ahead.
Yeah.
Let's see how you do when you're behind. Like, who talks shit when they're behind, and so now everyone thinks that it just has to be the case. You have to talk shit when you're up or when you're down.
I'm going to have a show this summer on some point on this show when we have nothing else to talk about. And I'm going to break down why The Last Dance was the worst thing to happen to
I
Western
hate
civilization.
it. I did not like
in the last 20 years. It's the worst thing, and I'm sick of talking about The Last Dance.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest pile of trash that we've ever consumed as a full populace. Yes, Connor, you look like you're about to say something.
No, I love the rant that you were going on there. I loved watching it in real time.
I don't feel as strongly as you do, but I definitely was watching it and rolling my eyes.
It's just fiction is what it is. All right.
Jordan propaganda.
Back to the Pacers. Yeah. And keep in mind now, everybody's saying front runner, saying this. Yeah, class. They were just drinking that shit up after game 2 when
DiVincenzo.
No, the other one. Josh Hart. Leaned in and said, hey, they're chanting, fuck you, Reggie. They're chanting, fuck you, Reggie. Oh, they were clapping like seals when that happened.
Oh, when DiVincenzo said when he said the Pacers are soft.
Correct,
and yeah. Fight, and he got into a Miles Turner.
You're not a tough guy. Everybody was fine with that.
Yeah, there's someone in media calling the Pacers finesse bitch team when they were losing games. That was going around. I saw that narrative starting. I wouldn't have said that. The Pacers, they won.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
I said that? I said they were a finesse bitch team? Well, I guess
the finesse bitch team doesn't mean a bad team.
That is true. I will say.
Yeah. Good-looking finesse bitches in the world.
I did not think the Pacers had any shot of winning Game 7 in Madison Square Garden, so I will concede that is an extremely rare Titus L. Could not be more rare Titus L, but yeah, finesse bitch team doesn't mean that you're bad.
No.
It just means that you have to play a finesse brand of basketball, and if it doesn't work, you're kind of fucked.
But you say it indicating someone's bad.
That's what I said about the Dolphins. I never said the Dolphins. I don't say they're bad.
Yeah.
I say I don't trust your ability to your malleability to the different styles of play.
Malleation.
Mm-hmm. I don't trust that if the Pacers come up against a slobber knocker, they're in trouble.
Which they might.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would say. But when they shoot 67% from the field, yeah, they're pretty fucking
But
good.
the Knicks are kind of like that. The Knicks have a toughness to them and a kind of a ruggedness to them that the Pacers kind of shook off yesterday. It took forever. It is justice because they should have won Game 1 in the Garden anyway. But
that is true. They should have won Game 1.
Should have won Game 1 in the Garden, and the officials took it away from us. But shout out to the Knicks. They spent 2 series in the playoff, and both were fantastically watchable. Like they were absolutely terrific to watch. Did they run out of gas? Yeah, I guess everybody's
fantastically watchable.
Fantastically watchable. Not every series has been fantastically watchable.
What a compliment.
Yeah.
The first word just is painting like a very grandiose picture. Fantastically
acceptable.
Oh, watchable. You know.
Yes.
I don't hate that I had it on my television. I'm thinking about it more. I think talking shit when you're down doesn't make any sense at all. I'm anti.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're just you're a buffoon at that point. You're.
I guess Anthony Edwards was kind of doing it when they left Denver down 3-2, and he said, "We'll be back for Game 7. I'll see y'all on Sunday." That's kind of talking shit when you're down, right?
Yeah,
but not much.
And the night that Jamal Murray hit that insane half quarter, and the Nuggets took care of business, no problem. During the game, he was talking shit before they left the floor. So yeah, I guess that's really the only instance, but I don't know.
In the history of basketball,
in this playoff run, I think that's the only instance. I just love Anthony Edwards, though.
I like Anthony Edwards, too. Is there I hate to do this, but I like being devil's advocate. I like just putting stuff on the table and then letting.
There's a lot of stuff on the table.
Yeah, you serve yourself up if you like it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a world where now that the Timberwolves are going to be favorites against the Mavs, and say the Timberwolves play the Pacers, or say the Timberwolves win the championship and we go into next year, will people turn on Anthony Edwards? Do you think there's a instance? Is there a circumstance where 5 years from now Anthony Edwards is not the most likable guy in the world? Where like you find the shit talking and the all the stuff going on. It's fun right now because he's young. They're on an underdog team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if he's won an MVP and they've won a couple titles, do you think people will still like that?
I think about it like this. If you ask the question, could there come a time when people turn on blank?
The answer is always
The answer is always
Yes.
yes.
yeah, it's a stupid question.
Everyone can get turned on. The
Very
greatest
stupid
guy
question.
in the world can get turned on because we are fickle bitches
Yeah.
in sports fandom. So yeah, I do see a world where if they, let's say they win this one, which they're going to be against the Mavs, I guess it's probably 50-50, but if they play the Celtics, they're absolutely the underdogs. And people will eat that up if Edwards plays this role and they beat the Celtics. They'll eat that up.
Oh yeah.
But if in 2 years he's won an MVP and he's done this and he's doing it to, I don't know, any other team that comes out of the let's say the Knicks and Brunson, they fix their problems and they come out and it's Knicks against Wolves, maybe everybody prefers Brunson and the Knicks at that point. I don't know. I'm just projecting, but yes, he can get turned on.
Yeah, that's a stupid question.
Yeah, I don't know anybody in the world. People turned on Steph at some point. Steph might be the
Yeah.
nicest guy in the fucking world.
Yeah.
I know LeBron is LeBron, and people line up on either side of the aisle for him, but Steph legitimately is just – you ever seen him outside of basketball? He seems like the nicest guy ever. People definitely turned on him at some point.
Yeah, it's true.
I tried.
Bad question. Let's just like Anthony Edwards for now.
I like
Let's
Anthony
just like
Edwards.
him for now. Let's just
Yep.
like him and figure it out later.
I tried finding his jersey last night online. I mean, that game, I was like, I got to get this guy's jersey. Couldn't find it. Out of stock.
He probably just put it in his bag or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'll hit up the equipment manager.
Yeah, it's probably en route to Minnesota right now, or maybe even there in the washing machine or something.
Yeah.
I was having this discussion with Tate not too long ago about the
It's
Olympics.
good to see you guys are hashing things out. I hated when that podcast ended, and I'm just glad that you guys are putting it back together.
You proud of yourself?
Yeah, kind of. It is weird, right?
It is a very, very bizarre coincidence.
I've never known
My
anybody
life.
named Tate.
My life is funny. But we were talking about the Olympics coming up. The idea of it makes a ton of sense. Now, a lot of basketball left to be played before that point, but let's say the Timberwolves continue on this trajectory. Anthony Edwards is Finals MVP. We are now entering Paris,
Yeah.
the Paris Olympics, where you have the older generation of guys are saying this is the one last go. For Steph, it's his only Olympics he's ever been in, so he's playing, LeBron's playing, Durant's playing, Kawhi Leonard's playing. I don't remember the rest of the entire roster off the top of my head. Is Harden playing? I think Harden might be playing. Maybe Harden's not playing. But there are a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of the older guys. But it makes sense to me that in this Olympics, this would be like there's like a double crowning of Ant Edwards, that he is the Finals MVP, like this playoff run, and then there's a baton passing in the Olympics where like he's the guy in the Olympics. But then I was looking at the roster and I was like, oh, that's tough, man. I don't know if he's going to.
Well, let me throw this idea at you.
I don't know if he's going to start for them. Is he going to come off the? Surely he's going to start. But then you look at the roster and you're like, I don't know who the hell is going to start.
Because what you just described could happen to somebody else as well. Couldn't that happen to Tatum too?
Yeah.
I mean, Tatum, which we're not talking about the Celtics right now because they handle business and these other series were good. But the Celtics are now the heavy favorite to win the championship. Tatum would get his first. Regardless of what happens here over the next 4 weeks, you got Halliburton, you have Edwards, you have Luka, and you have Tatum. Somebody's getting their first title and changing the narrative about themselves forever.
Yeah. I think Tatum's problem is we've seen enough of him at this point, which isn't to say that he can't win a championship and be the guy and MVP and all that. I just think that like you've seen we have enough data points to know that he's just like not charismatic. There's just like something about him that's like not inspiring when people watch him. And I'm talking about like obviously the Celtics have a ton of haters and the Celtics have a lot of fans. I'm talking about just like the general basketball fan that watches Tatum. I don't think is how many kids are like watching Jason Tatum outside of New England that are like,
oh my god,
dude, he makes me want to be a he makes me want to be a better basketball player. I want to play like him.
He doesn't jump off the
so
screen like
robotic
Edwards
about
does.
it. Yeah, and I think that might be the problem with Tatum in terms of taking the next step of like being the ultra super duper star, because he's already like everybody already respects his talent level. I don't know what him winning the title would definitely help the perception of him, but I don't know if it changes like I don't know. I don't know if it changes how
The overall perception.
charismatic or how likable he is.
Yeah.
Does it?
I think he's likable, but he doesn't have the charisma's right. He doesn't.
He still has the Kobe shit. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. That'll always, and we know, and like he can't help himself. If the Celtics win the championship, he's going to text Kobe Bryant's phone, and we're gonna get a story about that in the offseason. And then he's gonna go win the gold medal, and like he's gonna text him again, and you're gonna be like, I want to like you so badly, dude. But
Yeah.
You make it so hard. Anyway,
Speaking of the Celtics are just lying in wait for everybody, right? And I know the Pacers just went through a 7-game grueling series. I think they're first, right? They start tomorrow, and then the other one will start Wednesday.
yeah.
Is there a world where the Pacers push the Celtics?
Oh,
to 7,
there's a world where the Pacers win. The formula's this. You got to win 4 games. You get hot 1 game. They get cold 1 game. Home court wins you 1 game. Refs. That's 4. You get hot. They go cold. The home fans win 1 for you, and refs. Now the problem. Go ahead.
Need 4 games, right?
Yeah.
You get hot 1 game.
You get hot.
Got it. Home team, got it. It's
Yeah.
fine. What was the third one?
They go cold.
They go cold. Possible. They've
yeah,
done that
they've
many
done that,
times
yeah.
in the playoffs.
They go cold.
The refs are not helping the Indiana Pacers
No.
beat the Boston Celtics.
And that's where it falls apart.
Yeah. So this is one in Boston's favor right now.
So Boston has a 1-0 series lead right now.
Boston's up 1-0.
Boston's up 1-0.
Okay,
Okay, so you get hot. You get hot again.
yeah.
You get hot 1 more time. You get hot.
If they, and I don't know how, but if they can bottle what they did yesterday and that fuck you energy, and of course you can't ask somebody to shoot 67% every game, but if that ball's whipping around like it was yesterday, they can give the Celtics problems.
I do think
a lot of problems.
I do think they have a path. I do think they have a path to make it an interesting series. I would not be so stupid as to believe that the Pacers are going to beat the Celtics in a best-of-7 series, but yeah, they play up tempo. They now the Celtics are very comfortable with shooting a bunch of threes as well and playing up tempo as well. But I guess that would be the way you could see it happening is like you introduce a lot of threes into the mix. The 3-point variance a lot of driving and kicking and shooting threes and shit, which is what this series is going to be. I mean, yeah, like jokes aside, maybe it is just like a make shot series, and like maybe there's the Pacers are just like red fucking hot. That could happen. I don't know. That's what the modern NBA is just there's so many threes that like that's the reason. I've seen a lot of people
Denver went cold from 3 yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what sunk them.
I've seen a lot of people talking about these playoffs aren't particularly great games. There have been some, but yeah, you're getting 40-point blowouts and whatnot. But that's what could happen, I guess. So that would be the Pacers' way of doing it. I don't know. And Porzingis, is he playing? Is he back?
He's confirmed missing games 1 and 2, and then it's unclear if he'll come back for game 3.
I thought you meant he was confirmed missing.
No.
We don't have eyes on Porzingis. We have no idea where he is.
This is a dangerous series for watchability, I think.
Why?
Just in terms of the brand of basketball it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because it is just going to be, like Mark said, we're going to see like 83-point attempts in one
I know.
of the games.
Well, the other one's going to be a
That's
fucking
just
war.
not playoff basketball. Yeah, whereas in the Western Conference, it's going to be a clash of styles where it's like you have Luka,
Right.
dominant power or point forward versus like the best defensive team in the NBA.
Right. Which is
Butting
funny
shooting
because as the stereotypes of both conferences is the East is supposed to be
The defensive conference.
the slobber knockers. The slobber knockers come out of the East. The
Um,
West is the run and gun. Whereas, yeah, I'm with you, but I think this is going to push the limits of like the people that say they like threes and they like efficient modern basketball. You're going to have to smoke the entire pack then. If
Yeah.
you like those cigarettes, watch this. Smoke the entire pack and then report back to me. And maybe they will like it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be an awesome series. But, yeah, that's what Pacers Celtics is setting up to be. I wonder who Brad Stevens is going to cheer for in that series.
I would think the team that pays him.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Someone would have to ask him. He's an Indiana boy, you know.
Yeah. Well, in
So
is it?
makes you-
Let me see if I'm getting the saying right. In 50 states, it's basketball.
right?
Got it. Is that
Right.
it?
Yeah, at 50. No. Wait. No, in 49 states it's basketball, Brandon.
What is it in Indiana?
It's we don't actually answer that question.
Okay.
We just say in 49 states it's just basketball. Yeah.
Golf.
We're gonna get the Larry
Oh.
Bird. We're gonna get the Larry Bird
Oh, I didn't even think
shit
about
too,
that.
right?
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. Is he gonna show up? Like, isn't
Yeah,
there,
wouldn't it
like,
be awesome if Larry Bird just doesn't go to the games?
It
Larry
doesn't
Bird
seem like
just
somebody
I
that
don't
just
have a
cares to
fuck.
go.
Just the entire NBA media just keeps knocking on his door, and they're like, Larry,
Yeah.
we want to interview you and talk to you about Pacers Celtics, and he's like, do not care, do not give a fuck, not going to the game, don't care, leave me alone.
Has he been around recently? I don't know the last time I've seen him.
Yeah, I can't tell you last time I saw.
He's
that,
in the
but-
You can
Allstate-
tell me. We're
he's in the
friends.
Allstate commercial.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
he
yeah,
is.
that's right.
Yeah. The Mayhem commercial.
He lives in the
Yeah.
attic.
Yeah, he's talking shit to Mayhem.
He lives in the attic. Yeah.
Um,
Seriously, I do wonder who Larry Bird would be cheering for. That actually is a good question.
I don't think he gives a fuck about
I
that.
don't think he cares either way. I don't think he gives a fuck about much.
I think he.
He would cheer for the Pacers. Yeah, I don't think he gives a fuck about the Celtics.
Yeah, I think he played his time there and is like,
Yeah.
all right, well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go live life now. See you guys later.
that is true. The second like every season ended, he would just
Yeah.
immediately go back to French Lick.
Yeah.
all
Where's
right.
French Lick in reference to Indiana?
In the South.
Not in reference to it,
It's in
Yeah.
reference to Indiana. It's in Indiana. It's in it.
but golf.
Yep.
After I tell you about my friends at Shady Rays,
Oh yes, yes.
get ready for the season with the official sunglasses brand of Barstool Sports, Shady Rays. Our friends have you covered with their newest. Look at the Couch Boys, by the way. Look at them boys.
If these glasses can make those dorks look cool,
Yes.
holy shit!
If
look
these
at it.
glasses can make those
Those
dorks
glass-
look cool, what can it do for you? I don't have the cool ones, but I do have some cool ones. Look at that. Huh? Our friends have you covered with their newest and boldest premium polarized shades. They're kicking off their most anticipated release of 2024 with the limited edition debut of their Rival collection. This is a new single lens style in Barstool Blue. That's what I'm wearing, I think. With a premium stool and stars lens etch. I don't know if you can see it, but right there in the top right corner is the stool. The
Oh, yeah.
Barstool stool. Right there. Huh? Yeah. And if you're looking for something more casual, the classics are also getting the Barstool treatment. Both of these styles are perfect for all-day, everyday comfort and performance. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair for your style. If you don't love your shades, exchange for a new pair or return them. Worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. Head to ShadyRays.com and use code MOSTLYSPORTS for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Head to ShadyRays.com and use code
Family.
Mostly Sports. Mostly Sports.
Why did you pause?
Use code
Why would you pause?
Mostly Sports for 35% off polarized sunglasses. ShadyRays.com. Use code Mostly Sports for 35% off polarized sunglasses.
These are confirmed polarized because when you turn, I can't see the screen when you turn sideways. So confirmed polarized.
What did that even mean?
Yeah.
Have you never? The light only goes in one, oscillates in one direction, correct? So that's how you know they're polarized. So if you turn sideways, the screen should go black.
Is that true, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Okay. All right.
I love these sunglasses, by the way.
Thank you, Connor. I'd like to be the first one to report that the citizens of Louisville, Kentucky can rest easy. The crime wave is leaving town. The PGA Championship is over. And listen, yesterday we were spoiled. We had 2 Game 7s and a fantastic golf major. There's nothing like a good golf major. Like when it's close. And yesterday, it started the day, I think you had like 15 players within 5 shots of the lead. It ended up 3 or 4 guys separated. And Xander Schauffele ends up winning it by birdieing the 72nd hole.
Great dramatic final putt too.
Yeah, and it kind of
Rolled
rattled around a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you like to see. I remember Phil Mickelson got his first major this way, where he needed a birdie on 18 at Augusta in 2004. He rattled it home, and Schauffele did the exact same thing. Seems to be a likable guy. I don't know any reason not to like him. The name Xander Schauffele does suck, but whatever. That's not his fault. He didn't.
Yeah,
do it.
have we gone through have we scrubbed his tweets? Do we know his politics?
Mhm.
Like
Him and Harrison and Butker hanging out.
You know what? In fact, I'm not going to comment on Xander Schauffele, my feelings on him winning until I've done that. So until I have a report on every
I mean, he
tweet.
did play with Patrick Reed some times.
Connor, if you can go back through, just focus in on like the year 2011 or 12. That seems like when most of the problematic tweets were. And get back to us, okay?
Okay.
You know what's crazy about those tweets in 2011-12 is that in 2011-12 they weren't problematic at all.
No, we were good.
That's how people were tweeting. They were everyone was just tweeting wild.
I think the people who now go back and have a problem with what people tweeted in 2011-12, those people have to answer for why didn't you not like them back then?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say something back then?
Back then, yeah.
Were you complicit?
Right.
You're a bad person.
You thought it was funny back then.
You sure did. You laughed.
Just hear, you know why I thought it was funny? Because it's probably funny.
It was probably fucking funny. Yeah.
Probably really funny.
The one thing I thought was impressive yesterday, Bryson DeChambeau is just a likable ass dude now.
Yeah, everyone flipped. You said it yourself.
Yeah.
You can always flip. The flip is always there.
The flip doesn't come back very often. The flip
that's
doesn't
true.
go from bad to good very often. But like watching him play, he was getting so pumped up. You could just tell he was like floating on adrenaline and just. I mean, he obviously hits the ball a long way every time, but he was doing the fist pumps on like 15, 16. He was just. It was fun to watch him play. It looked like he was really enjoying the shit out of it, and he was chasing. He shot a 64. He throws a little golf ball to a 9-year-old. A fucking dickhead adult grabs it, runs away, and he stops everything. You saw that clip?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And he didn't quite catch him, but I thought Bryson DeChambeau was very, very, very likable yesterday.
Has he completely rebranded?
I think he has.
How did he pull this off? He's gotten smaller, first of all.
I think
right?
he went away.
He just went away?
Doesn't that help?
He slimmed down
Yeah.
a little bit, hasn't he? He was like...
He also did a little bit of like a nerd cycle where he, like, you know, you get to college and it's like you start lifting, he gets really
Yeah,
into, like
that was...
lifting weights and the tech behind his swing. He still is, but then everyone's like, who's this douchebag who's like trying so hard? And now he's just a little bit more.
He was so like condescending
going?
about it though. Where he was like, you know, no one realized until I came along that hitting the piss out of the ball was beneficial. I was like, Bryson, we all knew that.
Yeah.
We all already knew that.
Kind of made sense.
We just don't know if it's sustainable to put that stress on your body over and over and over. So yeah, now that he's not that way, he disappeared. He has. Am I crazy or has he slimmed down a little bit?
I think
I was
yeah,
watching him yesterday. I was like,
that,
he's not as.
I think it was the 2020 Masters. He showed up just like
Yeah,
he looked like a
fucking-
90s baseball player.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think now he like yesterday when I was watching him this weekend, he just looked like a normal looking dude to me.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's.
Comically large.
That's
guy.
what he's accomplished across the board. I think now he just seems like a normal guy.
Yeah.
And normal guys in golf are the most likable guys.
Yeah.
Which is weird because they're not the most likable guys in every other sport, but they are the most likable
Yeah, they're
guys in golf.
boring. Yeah. Like Kawhi Leonard sucks.
Right. So now here's the question. If you buy into this thing that who's the best player without a major, Xander Schauffele took his name off the list yesterday because he now, by winning, has a major. Who gets that crown now? Best player without a major.
Best player without a major.
Now it can't. I don't think it can be Ricky Fowler because he went forever as the best player without a major, but he just never won, and he's not good anymore, right?
Here's my question. Do you know who's won majors and who hasn't?
Yeah.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Say a guy
Connor Griffin.
has not won a major.
Oh, you're pretty good at this.
Say another guy
Tiger Woods.
has won a major.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think he might have won multiple, but we'll have
Damn.
to check that later.
Because I am not good at that.
So,
like Jason Day. Has Jason Day won a
yep,
major?
he won PGA in 2015.
How do you know that?
I know golf. I know a sneaky amount of golf.
Why?
Don't know. I watch.
Explain yourself.
Huh?
Explain yourself.
I
What's
like.
going on here?
I like watching. There's no better Sunday afternoon watch than golf, and I watch pretty much every Sunday afternoon. And on the majors,
I watch it all too. It's just like in one eyeball and out the wait.
in one eye and out the ear.
In one eye and out.
I don't know. It just kind of sticks with me. I like major championship golf.
Okay.
I think I don't remember where that was, but I'm pretty sure they won the 2015 PGA.
He did.
Whistling Straits. That was my guess.
Hold on.
That
let me think of
feels
another guy.
wrong.
Let me think of another guy.
Let's think of guys.
Yes.
I got that right?
Whistling Straits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another guy.
Yeah.
Fucking. I don't know. That's all I got. The only guys I could think of are guys that I guess I do. I don't know.
I think it's Hovland, maybe Victor Hovland.
Hovland hasn't won one.
No, he was trying to get his first yesterday, right? I think. And then Cantlay, maybe. And then you got the guys who are going to win some, like Sahith Theegala will eventually win one.
Tony Finau.
Finau.
Has he won a major?
He's not.
Yes.
He's barely won a tournament. I think he's only won, he went forever without winning a tournament. Then he won a second one.
Oh, because that was his thing, right?
He just never could win.
Yeah, I remember watching like the full swing. Like that was his like story arc was like he's a family man, so he doesn't win.
Yeah, and I think he won in Puerto Rico. Something I don't know. It was a very very good tournament. That was excellent drama. Excellent drama.
Do you think growing up, Tony Finau ever knew he was going to be more successful than his cousin Jabari Parker? Like, do you think growing up he was like, I'll never be more successful?
I'm going to go ahead and say something right now. Right now.
Yeah.
In front of God and everybody. I just told you that Jason Day won the 2015 PGA at Whistling Straits. Pulled that out of thin air. I have never heard that Jabari Parker and Tony Finau are cousins.
They are.
That's not right. You just made that up?
No.
Everybody else know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I think you might have just made that up.
I didn't make it up.
TJ, have you ever heard that?
Nope.
None of you guys have ever heard that.
No.
What are you doing right now, Evo?
Are you just making somebody related?
No, I vividly remember it like being a thing when Tony Finau got on tour.
So you just turned it half. You didn't even turn it all the way to me.
Tony Finau, Jabari Parker.
Oh, second cousins.
Second cousins.
Well, I remember him being on tour and like him joining tours and be like his cousin is Tony.
Oh no,
Parker.
we're all second cousins.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm probably Jabari.
So they're not cousins.
Can I go ahead and tell you another thing? Can I tell you one more thing?
What?
I can sit here and I know most things. Okay, I know the temperature you need to drink Jagermeister at.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Jason Day won the 2015 PGA Championship. If you ask me to define what makes a second cousin, I don't think I have it.
Mm.
First cousins, easy peasy. Got it. That's your uncle or your aunt's kid. Okay? Got it. Right? Yeah. So what's second cousins?
Second cousin is your cousin's cousin.
But if my aunt has a child and that child is young, that's my first cousin, right? But if that child has a baby brother or sister, that's my second cousin.
That's your second cousin?
That's my second cousin. Because
really?
it's not.
I didn't even know that.
No.
It's your cousin's child? Your second cousin is your cousin's child?
No, I was just making a joke saying that's my first cousin and her brother is my second one.
Ian Poulter.
No. Ian Poulter has not won a major. I don't think.
Yeah, see, that's you could have told me Ian Poulter.
He was likable on that full swing too.
Mm-hmm. What about Lee Westwood?
Lee Westwood has been in the top 5 of every British Open in the last 20 years.
This is the problem, Brandon. This is the problem I have. Is like
I don't think he's won one, but he might have snuck a British in there. But I don't think he has.
Major golfers with major championships is like baseball Hall of Famers to me, where it's like if I've heard of you, I assume you've won a major championship. So I would assume Lee Westwood's won one. But then a lot of guys haven't. There's only 4 of them a year. Not a lot to go around.
I don't think he has.
Matt Kuchar.
A lot of top
Matt
tens.
Kuchar.
Matt Kuchar has not won a major.
And Matt Kuchar is not. Okay. No. I don't have the answers in front of me, by the way.
Westwood has played in 91 majors, made the cut 70 times, has 19 top 10 finishes.
Damn. Never won one?
I don't think he's ever
Keegan Bradley.
You're asking some good ones. I wish Minahan were here. He'd know. I also say no to Keegan Bradley. I don't think he ever won one, did he? You haven't named anybody that's actually won one. Maybe Keegan Bradley did, though. So he's around that 2008 to 2012.
What's going on in your head right now is like every golfer except for like Tiger and Phil for me. Like everyone.
Keegan Bradley won the 2011 PGA Championship.
Okay.
There you go. So he's got one. Okay.
All right. Tommy Fleetwood.
For sure not. He has not won one.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Adam Scott.
Yeah, he won the
He's
Masters.
I feel like that feels right. Yeah, no, I don't know why I said that. Matt Fitzpatrick.
Won the U.S. Open.
He just won one not too long ago.
Yeah. He won the U.S. Open in Brookline, maybe.
I'm scrolling through the list of best golfers, and I guess as I get closer to I'm getting closer to the best golfer, so I'm imagining these are the ones that have won. Max Homa has not.
He has not. No,
He's up there.
Been close.
Of,
yeah, he could be in the
he
conversation.
could be in the conversation. Will Zalatoris.
Nope, hadn't won.
He hasn't gotten over the hump yet.
Nope.
No, he had a crazy run. What, 2 years ago?
Yeah. Was it last year when all the major winners outside of John Rahm, who won the Masters, just long shots? Who was Wyndham Clark won one? Who were the 4 major winners last year?
In 2023, it was Brian Harmon, Wyndham Clark, Brooks, and John Rahm.
Yeah, Brian Harmon.
Yeah.
Brian Harmon just kind of came out of nowhere.
Justin Thomas. Patrick Cantlay
Has not won one.
Colin Morikawa.
More like Patrick can't win. Colin
Morikawa
Morikawa's won
won
3.
He's won. He's won one. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's won the PGA Championship
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
Times.
John Rahm's number 1 on this list. Yeah, he's won one. All right, fun game.
That was fun.
Some people were complaining that the course this weekend was too easy.
Okay.
And they had issue with it. Do you care more if the course is difficult or if it comes down to the last hole and is competitive?
Those guys, I think those people are lying. Those people are saying, it was too easy. The major should be very hard. I'd rather them be like -3 or -4. It's the same people that will say, I prefer a pitcher's duel or I prefer a defensive battle in football. And I don't doubt that there's people out there that do enjoy pitcher's duels or they do enjoy defensive battles in football. But the normal fan wants to go see some home runs when they go to a ball game. They want to see some touchdowns when they go to a ball game.
Yeah, but if every batter hits a home run, does the home run
matter
as much?
Most majors are that tough, especially U.S. Opens. U.S. Opens can just be brutal to people. But every now and then when you have a major where it's just the best golfers in the world throwing dart after dart after dart and chasing each other down, and it comes down to the last hole, that's a phenomenal TV product. That's a phenomenal major. That was great yesterday.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine sitting there and watching what I watched yesterday and thinking, boy, it would have been better if these guys struggled more. That doesn't make sense to me.
It makes sense to me. I agree with that. But I didn't dislike what I watched yesterday. I like the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open's my favorite major.
You want to see them struggle?
I don't want to see them struggle. I want to see them overcome.
Yeah.
I want to see you're faced with something very difficult, and yet in the face of the difficulty, you're so good that you overcome it. That's what I want to see.
As an outlier, I liked yesterday. Now, if every major were like that, no, I don't really like it. But as an outlier, as a treat every now and then to get something like that where it's just a sprint.
Yeah.
To me, that was unique.
I don't want to see it every time, but yeah, when you see pitchers duels, I don't get excited about a 0-0 game. I get excited about, like, again, you're faced with like a challenge. You're staring in front of a mountain that no one can climb. No one can climb this mountain. And some crazy son of a bitch says, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to climb this mountain. Mm-hmm. And then he does, and you get to watch that. And to me, that's really fucking awesome. But having said that, it's not like I was watching yesterday, like, harumphing. I wasn't harumphing on the couch. I wasn't going.
The way you said that, I think you might have harumphed.
I wasn't going harumph.
Did you harumph?
I want to see.
Did you harumph one time?
Scores than -20.
Were there any harumphs?
No, I literally just said I didn't harumph once. I enjoyed the.
When's your last harumph? Was it the Preakness?
Yeah, I did watch the Preakness, and I realized I think horse race. I think I'm gonna retire from horse
racing. Kind of missed me too, but
I think I'm just retiring from horse racing. I don't know. It's for other people, and that's fine. I just I realized I don't care about this.
Yeah.
And I think the appeal of horse racing forever is that you could like bet on it, and it was exciting.
Well, that is a fun thing.
Yeah, but now you can bet on who's gonna score next in this basketball game you're watching. Like
I think the creators of horse racing, which I guess might be God. I think the creators of horse racing stumbled onto the best idea ever when they put the Kentucky Derby where they put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
That first Saturday of May, because we're still a lot of the country's still kind of stepping out of winter and a little groggy. Yeah. And then boom, we got a horse race. Fuck yeah. But by now.
And all the women's hats play into it with all the flowers, and you're like, oh, spring is here. This is crazy.
Right.
And and you got the roses on the horse when they win. And
But by
I
the
think
time the
that plays
Preakness
into
gets
it.
here,
yeah, it's a fun thing.
summer's done set in on a lot of the South, and
Yeah.
it's like, there's another horse race. All right, let me know who wins.
Yeah,
And by the Belmont, if you don't have somebody going for the Triple Crown, just don't. What's even the point?
yeah. I don't want to shit on it and say like you're an idiot if you watch it. I don't
Yeah.
want to be that guy. Watch it. I've realized at this point in my life, like I was trying to watch the Preakness and I was like, I mean, in an empty room as I'm looking around and I'm not on air, I'm gonna admit it. I don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah.
And then I thought, why don't I just have the courage to say that on air? I don't give a fuck about it. I don't care anymore about the horses, which I still think I'll care about the Derby. I think every year I'll care about the Derby because I do like the one-off oddity. I like the one-off, like if you told me some bizarre sport is having their championship tonight, I'll turn it on.
Yeah.
You know? I still like that. I'll still watch like random ass national championships in college sports. But yeah, I don't need to watch a Triple Crown pursuit anymore.
Do you want to do NASCAR fight or high school home run next?
Okay, hang on. Let me think this through. Because I gotta.
Because both are delightful.
Okay. Who'd we settle on as the best player to not win a major? By the way, is it Hovland?
I think it's
All right,
Hovland
okay,
currently
all right,
because
all right.
it has
Okay,
been Fowler forever, but again, he's not good anymore. So I don't think he really counts for it. Connor, what in the fuck are you doing?
I had a smudge on my glasses. I was just trying to get off.
Because I'm worried high school baseball is going to be the rest of the show, which I'm fine with. I just like, are
All
we
right,
going to get back?
you're
to
right.
that?
Let's do high
get
school
that-
baseball. All right. I don't know if you guys.
No, I was saying the opposite.
I don't. You're exactly right. High school baseball. I heard the phrase high school baseball.
Wait.
Yeah. So did you or did you not say high school baseball?
I did. Let's do it. Let's
Okay.
do it.
So this, I guess Saturday morning is when I first saw this. There's two teams in California, Moore Park and somebody else. Okay. And they're playing for a state championship. And it's bottom of the something inning. And this kid hits a piss missile to left
This
field.
was Moore Park?
Huh?
This was Moore Park, California?
Yeah. I think
Oh,
so.
cool.
What's that? What?
No, you said there was a golf course that I'm aware of Moore Park. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think.
This makes it.
So, guy hits it,
Okay.
and he hits it deep to left, and there is some controversy. Was it a home run? Was it a ground rule double? It is immediately the umpire calls it fair, and everybody stops, and then somebody says, all right, go ahead and go around the bases. So the guy goes around the bases. He has a walk-off home run. He wins state. The umpires talk. No. What I saw was it bounced over the fence. Ground rule double. Sends him back to second and third. They no longer have the lead. They no longer win the game. The other team gets an out. They win the state championship. And Twitter and everybody else has seen this clip a million times. And TJ, you can start rolling it now. Here it is. So there it goes. Umpire chasing it. Confusion. Wait. Did that guy turn and cry towards the other?
Oh no!
What did that guy? Number two.
two?
Watch number two.
Oh,
Oh my God!
no.
Oh,
No.
I'm team ground rule double now. I
Oh,
never saw
no.
that kid. I never saw that motherfucker. So they talk. Now the umpires are still out there talking. You see him behind the, and I think the left field umpire is saying, "Guys, that bounced over. That absolutely bounced over." He's doing it again.
So
Okay. Now
and then the video cuts off, but then they
they
obviously
put him back on the field.
put him back
There's
on
a
the
TikTok that has extended, and you see the other celebration too.
Okay.
So, if you watch that and your eyes see the ball and you think it goes over the fence, and for a full day I was like, "This is crazy! I can't believe they overturned this. This is wild. They've cheated these kids." But if there are now Zapruder style films, there are breakdowns showing that it is now believed that thing did bounce over the fence.
I need to see these because
There are these. You can see you can see it kind of hit chalk up, and then it takes a hard left, and it bounces out. The left fielder does like this, indicating that the ball's out of play. I can't get to it. That's ground rule double. The umpire, who's closest to it, never does this. He simply points fair, meaning he saw it land in fair play.
I need to see this again because I saw you tweet the video initially. That's the only time I watched it. I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah.
I thought, damn, that sucks for those kids. I moved on with my day.
Sure.
And I was like, that sucks. I feel bad for them. Maybe we'll talk about it on Monday. We'll give them a shout out, say we feel for you. Sorry about the hey, Moore Park.
Yeah.
We're thinking of you guys. Sorry about that. And then we'll move on. And I was like, I don't need to watch any more of this. And then I came in this morning and you were like, yeah, I'm obsessed with this thing.
Yeah.
I can't figure out what actually happened. My first question is, how can this possibly happen in a baseball game?
It is the new.
How can this be? How can both sides be so sure of what happened? It seems pretty easy. Like that's as clear cut as it gets of a call. Did the ball go over the fence or not? That's like
It's the new black and blue, white and gold dress. It is. I think you can see what you want to see.
But that's as far as judgment calls go for refs in any sport. That is, did the ball go over the fence or not is as clear as it gets.
Let's watch this breakdown. Let's watch this breakdown.
This play is dividing the baseball world.
Yeah.
California's sectional championship between Moore Park and Hart. Moore Park guy Taylor Bush hits a ball that appears to be a cut and dry walk-off homer, but it's called a ground rule double. Instead of winning the game 8-7, Moore Park's runners are placed at second and third with nobody out. They can't cash in. Hart wins.
Oh, and then he cries back at him. Did you see that?
Except for Hart. Clearly a terrible call on a walk-off homer. Right, here's another angle. But wait a second, angles like this one appear to show the ball kicking to the left, presumably after it bounces in front of the fence. Some people are saying that you're seeing the ball through a gap in the fence, but there is no gap in the fence, so it cannot be that. And then there's this one that seems to show the ball coming down in front of the fence, then bouncing, and then kicking to the left over the fence. There's the ball, there's the bounce, ground rule double. Right? But here's another video right here that seems to show it hitting the top of the fence.
What the fuck
is going on, dude? Obviously.
What's happening?
If that's the case, I've seen so many videos and so many photos from so many angles of this, and I have no idea what happened. Also, here's a play earlier in the game when a Moore Park guy hits a ball down the line.
No, I don't need more plays.
Off the first base umpire, only 1 run scores instead of 2, and the second guy is thrown out at the plate, but I don't know.
He was safe. What's going on with these?
Absolutely had to make a call. My life depended on it. I have no way out. Ground rule double, but I'm like 51% sure. I have no clue. Let me know.
I think I'm the same. I think it's a ground rule double. But it's just a shocking piece of video. How is this happening in 2024?
I truly don't understand how.
Well, we're here now, Mark.
How can the team think they hit a home run? So if it's a ground rule double,
I don't think they were sure they hit a home run.
The ball hits on the line or whatever. It bounces out. Why would the team think that was a home run? Why would they?
I think that corner was dark, and even their eyes, they couldn't tell exactly
what
ball
happened.
Yeah, I think you got to.
And then if it was a home run, why would the umpire step in and? Why would you think if it was just a true home run and the ball just goes over the fence immediately? What would compel an umpire to be like, I think it might have bounced? Like it.
So I think,
how could you see that when it didn't happen if that's what happened?
I think to the left field umpire or the home plate umpire and the first base umpire who see what we see originally, it looked like a home run. To the guy that was closest to it, I think he's the one that overturned it and said, guys, that bounced.
I think it might be a ground rule double because I'm thinking it through. Like, what is more? Somebody saw something, thought they saw something different. What is more likely, that the team that hit the ball just saw a ball like disappear in some way and thought that meant home run, or the umpire, if it was in fact a home run, like I said, if the ball just goes over the fence, why the fuck would an umpire be like, I think I saw it bounce?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think you saw it bounce if it just was straight out.
Correct.
But there is a world where like the ball disappears into a shadow and you think it went over, but it actually didn't. And the team that hit it thought that was a home run. That makes more sense to me.
Fascinating piece of fuckery is what this is, because whoever loses is going to get fucked, or they're going to feel like they're fucked.
Yeah.
No,
I honestly think like if it really is a 50, that seems about as fair as it gets. That you put it. They had runners on second, third, and couldn't get them home with no outs.
Yeah, I don't know how many outs there were.
The guy in the TikTok said no outs.
Really?
That's
Wow.
That's what he said. He said second and third with no outs, and they were down 1.
Down 1. I think 7-6 in the bottom of the 7th.
So yeah, if they hit a home run and then they had to do that, like of course you're gonna feel like you got fucked. But like honestly, if you really can't figure it out, like what happened, that seems to make a ton of sense. Is dude, you still had your chance. The game wasn't over.
Now I'm more intrigued by the crying kids, the kids going back and forth doing this shit to each other.
Who won then? Who did Moore Park play?
Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Played Hart.
Hart.
H-A-R-T, I believe. Y'all want to watch it one more time? Let's watch it one more time.
Championship between Moore Park and Hart. Moore Park guy Taylor Bush hits a ball that appears to be a cut and dry walk-off homer, but it's called a ground rule double. Instead of winning the game 8-7, Moore Park's runners are placed at second and third with nobody out. They can't cash in. Hart wins. Everyone's enraged, well, except for Hart. Clearly a terrible call on a walk-off homer. Right, here's another angle. But wait a second, angles like this one appear to show the ball kicking to the left, presumably after it bounces in front of the fence. Some people are saying that you're seeing the ball through a gap in the fence, but there is no gap in the fence.
But that looks like a gap.
And then there's this one.
That did look like a gap.
Oh, that looks like a gap. Go back. Where? How? He says no gap, but I need to get a good look at that.
That's a gap, dude.
Seems like there's a gap.
Right, here's another angle. But wait a second.
That ball does
like
disappear weird, doesn't it? It almost looks
kicking to the left, presumably after it bounces in front of the fence. Some people are saying that you're seeing the ball through a gap in the fence, but there is no gap in the fence, so it cannot be.
There's no gap? Oh, there is no gap. You're right. That was just it was a piece of metal, right?
Then bouncing and then
so there's no gap
to the left over the.
Yeah, like my entire college years, no gap.
The broadcast footage that I saw almost 100% looked like home run.
Guys, I think it's a home run.
I think it's a ground rule double.
There's nothing in there.
Okay, make your case, Connor, because you might convince me.
There's nothing in there. Even that slow-mo,
that
let's
ball
break
bouncing?
it down frame by frame, that's flimsy.
What about that ball bouncing? That ball bounced.
I
gap.
don't think it did. I think that's a gap.
There's no gap. You got to take a look at. You got to.
All right, fine.
The ball bounced.
There's no gap.
Just. It looks like a gap, but it's not a gap.
I think there's no gap.
Okay.
Fence, there's the ball, there's the bounce, ground rule double, right? But here's another video right here that seems to show it hitting the top of the fence and then bouncing over. Obviously
No
a
gap.
home run if that's the case.
So?
I've seen so many videos and so many
Ground rule
photos
double.
from so
Shit, yeah,
many
it is a
angles.
ground rule double.
I think it's a ground rule double. I think we solved it.
And the first, and now I want the kid who did the crying eyes the first time, I want him to be sad. So I'm going ground rule double.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't know.
If there were
You don't know
previous
what led
crying
up
eyes.
to. Yeah, you don't know what led up to that. That's the problem.
Are these two places, Moore Park and Hart, are they rich places?
I don't really know Hart. Moore Park, I thought was like a small. It's like there was a golf course in Moore Park that I would play at every so often. It was my favorite golf course in Southern California. So like the only time I ever went there was to golf, and I thought it was just like a small, tiny ass dot on the map, and never thought about it again, Brandon. That's why I was shocked when you said that. I was like, I'll spend the rest of my life never thinking about Moore Park, California, and then you're like, watch this.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha. You're gonna be thinking about Moore Park this morning.
All right.
No, I'm thinking about.
How do we not pull like
Let's all vote.
security cameras?
Let's all vote. Go.
Home run.
No, yeah.
TJ.
You don't believe that.
Double.
Connor.
I just saw a video that Evo just sent. It's a home run again.
Well, show the video,
This
dude.
is,
Why are you?
What's this new video?
This is the broadcast footage.
It's a home run again.
This could fall in for a base hit. It's in the corner. This could be the game winner. It's over the fence. All right, let's see what he can do here.
Well, who said it's in the corner?
Into right left field. This could fall in for a base hit. It's in the corner. This could be the game winner. It's over the fence.
Hold on. Why would he even say it could fall in? Obviously not a slam dunk, easy walk.
Right left field. This could fall
I'm
in
going
for
in.
a base hit.
All right, you got to go super
All right.
slow here. You'll see it disappear behind the wall, and you can track it frame by frame. So
What?
It's in the corner.
I have another piece. Okay. If that ball bounced, look at the angle the left fielder takes This is pro home run. But the angle the left fielder takes, he runs straight to the wall. He doesn't run to the spot the ball is supposed to hit.
Yeah, he would have changed if the ball changed direction like that.
He would have changed direction, right?
He would have reacted to the change of direction.
He's running straight at the wall. Yeah.
Is this just an all-time
That's a home run, dude.
heads-up IQ play by the left fielder to be like, hey, ground rule double?
Well, he didn't unless he doesn't do it immediately.
Probably because it took him a second to think of that move.
Why would
I
dude, that's a home run. That's
I'm
a
still
home
going
run.
ground rule double.
I need to see the
That is
umpire
100% a home run.
along the left field line. I need to see when he gives the fair ball signal in relation to that guy putting up the
See,
ground rule double.
it's up. It's like that.
But he's not where it went out, allegedly. He's at the point where it
Well,
would've
maybe
been
he's
a
just
home
slowing
run.
himself down. The momentum, he like, oh, I can't get it.
But
so I'll just-
I remain confused. If it bounces, say it bounces like 4 feet in front of the wall and then goes out. What? Look, that entire bench is watching it.
Look,
and they,
it's a
they-
dark
they
corner, though. That's the
erupt.
problem.
They
Look at that
erupt.
shadow.
They all are going crazy. They're like, "That's home. We just won."
What kind of poor ass field doesn't have a well lit corner? You can't have a dark corner. That's bullshit.
That's 100% a home run.
That's a drown roll double.
The way to solve this: go on Maury, lie detector test. If you fail the lie detector test, left fielder,
The left
the
fielder
other
the only
team
one
gets
who
the state
knows.
championship.
The left fielder's the only one who knows.
Yeah.
What if he doesn't know?
What if have we considered this? What if both of them happened? What if there was a ripple in the Connor, you're gonna have to help me out here.
Callous
The
screw.
time-space continuum, is that correct? And Connor's Star Wars murder mystery created a timeline that is folded in on itself. Now there are duplicitous duplicitous
Yeah.
there are two. There are two timelines happening at the exact same time.
Mhm.
And one of them it went over and one of them it bounced over. And that's what we saw. And so both videos, everybody's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
That has legs. Although, I'm just confused. If the ball bounced, just thinking in terms of physics, if the ball bounced that close to the fence, could it have leapt over the fence?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it need
could.
more space?
No, if it's as high as it is, it could have a very high bounce.
I guess.
But
it was very close
My
to the
thing,
fence.
my original trepidation with the ground rule double theory was it's based on the ball hitting in that corner and then taking a hard left. But that ball, he hit it so high, it didn't seem like it had that much spin on it. I don't know if a ball hit that high in the air and coming down and landing would just kick hard left like that.
Yeah.
But there's no gap.
There's no gap, though.
So where did
It
that
can't
ball
be
come-
denied that there's no gap. Ground rule double.
So it's a ground rule double. It's 100% a ground rule double.
Yeah.
Because you can't if there's no gap, how do you see the ball?
The home run theory is based on the gap.
There's no gap. It's 100% a ground.
I was with you, and I agree with that until I saw that last angle that Ebo just sent, and now I'm back.
I don't think that showed much.
I think it did, dude. But that's where we'll have to agree to disagree.
Oh. Eh.
Well, they called it a ground rule double. So.
Fuck, I deserve that. I deserve that.
Yeah, it was 100% a home run.
No, I think it was. I do think it was a ground rule double.
100% a home run. 100%.
I was team home run for a full day and a half.
No doubt about it.
Then I
They got
switched.
jobbed. They got jobbed. They got robbed. They got slobbed on their knobs.
When you
Like
hopped
corner
on
the
the
cup?
They got cornered.
you hopped on team ground rule double, and not a lot of people hopped on it. But a lot of people agree with you on home run, so like on Twitter.
But the first glance, everybody should be home run because you look at it, and you're like, but if you do break it down and get in there, I think there's some ground rule double lurking.
Is
in
there a contrarian out there that says I think it's a triple? To me, that was a triple. You were all wrong. It's a triple. We had a NASCAR fight.
A good one too. I tell
Yeah,
you
good
what,
one.
hockey gets all the love for its fights, but NASCAR knows how to throw a fight, man. They know how to do a fight.
NASCAR feels more authentic at times because hockey. I don't want to disappoint the hockey people. Hockey sometimes does feel like scripted's not the right word.
We
but
need
it's
to
like,
have a fight.
You're the guy that's going to fight, and you're the guy that's going to fight. So, like, now it's on. Whereas NASCAR, it feels like heat of the moment.
Yeah.
It's you go into a hockey game saying there might be a fight tonight.
Yeah.
NASCAR, you don't necessarily expect the fight to happen. Now, they have happened forever in NASCAR. But there's still, to me at least, there's still a sense of surprise. Even though it happens a lot in the sport, there still is the sense of surprise because it's not a guarantee that you could go like multiple NASCAR seasons without seeing a fight. You're never going a full hockey season without seeing a bunch of fights.
Well, I like the idea of NASCAR. I always like the discussion leading up to it because they always try to talk it out. They always, even if they're heated and contentious, they try to talk it out. Just imagine a sport that's based on 40 cars going 200 miles an hour, an inch away from each other.
Bumping into each other.
And it's like, hey. You know what you did back there?
Yeah.
You cut me off, man. You cut me off. And you would say, I didn't cut you off. You cut me off 3 weeks ago in Darlington. Well, no, I didn't. That was somebody else. Bam. We're fighting. But because if you saw, can you show the clip of this fight, TJ? If you saw it last night, they're just talking.
Boom. Oh.
Now, this guy right here is the other guy's dad?
The guy in the backwards,
That old guy right there is the other guy's dad. Now, watch this motherfucker. Hold on. Watch him just start throwing people out in the yellow. He starts picking people up and just throwing them.
Get out of here.
You get out of here now.
Get out of here now. You don't belong here.
Now, I think that was Kyle Busch and Stenhouse. I think Stenhouse, Mississippi boy.
Yeah, I'm Team Stenhouse. Kyle Busch sucks. Kyle Busch has always sucked. Is Spider here? We might need spiders.
He's at the Classic.
Oh, he's at the Classic. So he's not. That would mean he's
Is
not.
Quiggs here maybe?
Quiggs
is a NASCAR
at the
guy.
Classic. He's at the Classic.
Okay. You hate Quiggs, right?
Don't start that rumor.
No, we don't hate him. He's just at the Classic.
He will meme you to death.
Yeah. I never want to hate Quiggs. Yeah, great fight. Great NASCAR fight. There's other angles of it, too.
Yeah.
And they were just talking.
A lot of times the fights you get now are just shoving, which is still plays for me. You still see guys like shoving and then they get held back a little bit, but yeah.
Boom.
That's a tough angle though. Now that I see that.
Well, he didn't really land,
He didn't
but
land the punch at all. It's kind of a weak punch. But then the aftermath is great. Guys getting tackled over tires is great.
he's just spinning.
It does look, and this is not me being a tough guy. I am an enormous pussy, and I would look the exact same way. But it looks like a bunch of guys that have never been in a fight before.
Except that last guy who just starts throwing people.
Yeah,
that guy's been in a fight.
He was ready to toss people, but yeah.
The angles you see it seems like they're talking, and then Stenhouse just goes from talking. There's not even an escalation of an argument. He just says, "All right, we've said 97 words now. At 98, I have to punch you."
We've run out of things to talk about, and they just stared at each other. And
I guess we punch now, right?
So I could either walk away, and we could say, "All right, now this is done," or I could just fucking punch you. Yeah, all right, you know what?
I mean, I guess we're done here. So
hell, I guess I'll punch you. Speaking of racing, can I do an Indy 500 thing real quick?
Yep.
Indy 500 qualifying yesterday, and this is my way to get people into this is storyline time. Scott McLaughlin on the pole. His first pole. Will Power starting second. He's never gotten the pole. Will Power's like a kind of a legend, I guess you could say. Never got in the pole at Indy. Almost got the pole. Did not get the pole. Here's the storyline going on for the Indy 500. Races on Sunday. It's my favorite sporting event in the world. Can't recommend it enough. I will be there. If you see me at the race in turn 3, it's ice cold shots all day of Jagermeister. So there's that. So qualifying. First of all, Kyle Larson is 5th. He's the NASCAR driver. He's doing the double this year, Brandon.
Okay.
So he is going to race 500 miles in the Indy 500, get into a helicopter, fly to the airport in Indy, take a private jet to Charlotte, take a helicopter from that airport to the jump into NASCAR and run 600 miles, which is something that's been done a handful of times, but it's been a while since anyone's tried it. and he qualified 5th for the race, and that's big because he's never really raced an IndyCar, and he's qualifying 5th. That's fucking crazy.
So
Be that good.
So in qualifying, you just need to drive fast, right?
4 laps as fast as possible.
So but we don't know how he'll react with other cars around him. Although he's a NASCAR driver,
He's kind of yeah. Well, I mean, it is like polar opposite type of racing, so you're right there. But the cars are very different. So like him qualifying 5th is a big deal. But here's the storyline I wanted to tell you about. Team Penske. So there's this guy Roger Penske. He owns Team Penske, obviously.
So you're taking it too far down. You bring it. Bring it back up a little bit. You're talking to a 4-year-old now. I'm a 9-year-old in this.
You're a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Roger Penske owns the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
I think he owns the circuit, the IndyCar itself, and he owns his own racing team.
Mm-hmm.
Team Penske swept the entire top 3, the entire front row of qualifying. So the top 3 cars that are racing are Team Penske cars. There's a pretty big gap as far as IndyCar goes between those 3 and the rest of the field, so it's probably going to be one of those 3 that win. Earlier this year, Team Penske got busted for cheating. Got busted for cheating a race because they have like a turbo button, and you're only supposed to use the turbo button under certain circumstances, and the Team Penske cars were wired to be able to use it like whenever, and they got busted for this, and there was a big scandal in IndyCar. And then now they qualified for the Indy 500, and the guy who owns the track, the guy who owns the team, the guy who owns the league, his top 3 cars that were cheating earlier this year are now starting at the front of the race. Your thoughts on that?
I think I think auto racing cheating would make the rest of us blush.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's one of those that's just cheating is thick in any level of auto racing. And it's just a matter of how passionate you are to find it and how passionate you are to punish it. But even when you punish it, somebody's going to take that person's spot and cheat.
There is
right?
Yeah, there is something about auto racing that I think cheating should be allowed.
Right.
Not allowed, but like obviously because then it's not cheating. But
so
like there's something about it that's like it doesn't bother me. Like NASCAR's entire existence is based off of cheating.
Right.
They were breaking
prohibition.
They were running moonshine and prohibition. That's why.
But the racing to see who has the fastest car.
Yeah.
You cheat to get your car to be the fastest car.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these cars are going to get cancer from steroids. So
you'd be surprised. Maybe you'd be surprised. Maybe we have car cancer.
Somebody's car comes down with hepatitis.
So yeah, there's the starting 5 is juicy because it's top 3 are Penske. Number 4 is Alexander Rossi, who's won the race, and he is very vocal about fuck these Penske guys. He's not Penske, and he's like, I want to break up this party, so he's gonna try to do that. And then number 5 is the NASCAR driver running the double. So that's the intrigue that happened yesterday, and so there you go. That's all.
All right, I will watch it from my living room this year for you.
Yeah,
for you.
It'll be a good race.
I will watch it,
but I do think the Penske guys are gonna one of those top 3 or.
I got to take my Uncle Doug to the airport in the morning, and then I'm going to watch the Indy 500. Uncle Doug's coming. Do you want Uncle Doug on the show?
Yeah, we should have Uncle Doug on the show.
Yeah. I don't know if he's ever been in front of cameras before or worn shoes.
Of any kind, any camera of any kind.
Yeah, so we'll see.
He's going to be like those pictures in like the early 1900s where people are like making funny faces at the camera, like trying to understand what it is they're looking
like
at.
An animal in the woods, like when a bear comes up on a game camera.
What is that?
Let's see. We have, for the first time in 25 years, we have an undisputed heavyweight champ. His name is Alexander Usyk. TJ, go.
Yep, sure is. Interesting fight. Fury loves getting punched in the face really fucking hard over and over again, and sometimes he loses fight because of that.
He's escaped before after getting punched a lot.
Against Deontay Wilder.
But he didn't escape this time.
Out cold and somehow won that fight. But yeah, he lost by a split decision. It was close.
When was this fight? Yesterday?
It was at like 5
Saturday,
o'clock on Saturday.
In the middle of the day, because I think it was in Dubai or the UK maybe.
I'm not sure. But
damn.
These are all good signs for boxing.
Yeah.
We don't know when it happened or
Jake Paul Tyson or Mike Tyson coming up though. Can't wait for that.
When is that?
June.
I thought it was this weekend.
They had the press conference last week. I thought, they're fighting Saturday night.
I woke up on Saturday and I googled what time is the fight. I wasn't sure if I was going to watch it, so I was trying to figure out what time it was if it fell in the right window, I was like, maybe I'll throw it on. And then it said it's weeks away.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I have, at Barstool, you can just show up to work and get sent home with free whatever, like free clothes, free stuff. I have in my possession Jake Paul signed boxing gloves from one of the promotions we did. I don't know if those are worth anything, but I got them. They're in Tommy's room. He just has a pair of Jake Paul signed boxing gloves. I don't know. Who was he? He was fighting a UFC guy.
That was
Woodley.
yeah, part of the zone thing, right?
Yeah, we were a part of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. And here's another thing. And people in the chat might go crazy when I say this, but everybody says, Brandon, pick you a Premier League team. Follow the Premier League. Pick you a team. And it's hard for me. I can't just – I moved to Chicago, therefore I can pick the Blackhawks because I can go to their games for the hockey. But I can't just watch a sport I'm not familiar with and pick a team, and I don't follow the Premier League that closely. So Man City wins their 4th straight Premier League title. Man United finishes 8th, which is worse in club history. So that just ended this weekend.
Yeah.
They just play until somebody scores enough points to where they're mathematically the champion, correct?
No, they'll keep playing out the full schedule, but they crown the champ. It's just a regular season. They don't do like a playoff.
That's what.
It's whoever's the best team in the. Oh, you did it.
That's some good stacking right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Sports need playoffs, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
And every elitist Premier League guy will say, no, this is actually the better way to do it. It's just not. I'm sorry, it's not.
You don't need a team, by the way, a Premier League team. I think.
Do you have a team?
Not really.
Do you follow it?
I used to follow it more. Yeah, I'm getting back into it now. It's impossible to follow on the West Coast because the games are so fucking early. It's just impossible to watch. But I was getting into it a little more this year.
Have you lived on the West Coast?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, and before I moved to Chicago last summer.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but I've been I was watching it more this year. And it's way better to not have a team. It's way more fun to not have a team. But a lot of people are listening to me say that and losing their mind, saying you're absolutely wrong about that, Titus. And I'm going to say that's your opinion. In the words of Connor Griffin, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
When I tried to pick a team a couple of years ago, I picked Wolverhampton because they had just come up from the other league because their logo was the best one. It's awesome logo. I love their logo. Don't make your face at me. That was
the worst logo.
It's not the worst logo. It's an incredible logo. It's an awesome fucking logo. Did I hit Ebo?
I mean, ricocheted to him, yeah.
So you hit Ebo.
I'm with you, Connor. It's a terrible.
There's a relay.
It's an awful logo.
One of the worst.
We're saying this is an awful logo?
It's one of the worst logos in sports.
This is the.
I love that logo.
It is
one of the
brutally
That
bad.
logo's sick.
It's like cryptocurrency.
That's
Yeah.
That logo looks different from everybody else. That logo's awesome.
That's like a poison warning.
Exactly.
Side of a
Yeah, danger. Wolves.
gas tank or something.
They would give us that sticker when we were in preschool to stick in all the pesticides in our place.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
Did you not do that?
You know Mr. Yucky?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Yucky. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember Mr. Yucky. Yeah.
But our teachers would give us stickers, and then we had to go home and place the bad stickers on the sprays and all the chemicals that we weren't supposed to touch.
But ironically, weren't you touching them by putting the sticker on?
Well, we would at least give them to our parents, and then they would put Mr. Yucky on.
All right.
Yeah.
I think there's a fundamental flaw in picking your favorite sports team. I think that's the problem. I think saying I'm going to pick.
It's impossible.
You don't pick.
You don't
It just
pick.
happens.
Yeah.
You just watch. You just watch the Premier League, and then the team will pick itself because you'll fall in love with certain players, certain fans. It just sort of emerges. I don't think you go into it and say I'm going to pick this team.
But even if you watch it and pick like that, it still doesn't make it passionately burn inside.
Yeah,
you.
you can't.
You can't gain that. You can't. Especially
Yeah, imagine some dipshit in Manchester, England, who was getting into the NBA and picked 2 years ago the Minnesota Timberwolves. And now that the Timberwolves are in the Western Conference Finals, and this is a franchise, this is a city, this is a state that historically has just been tortured over and over and over again.
Much like Philly, yeah.
Yeah, just like Philly. They never win anything. Every time they're about to win something, the rug gets pulled out from under them. They never are triumphant. And they win Game 7. They beat the defending champs for the third time. Imagine there's a guy in Manchester who's like, this is huge for my Timberwolves, and you were a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. You would be like, shut the fuck up, dude. I don't know. Sorry, that was boring.
We have We have a hockey Game 7 tonight. We got the Oilers and the Canucks.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
8 o'clock.
So we have Rangers, Panthers, and then we have Stars against Canucks, Oilers. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else? Let's see what you got
That's
here.
it.
He didn't really do very good. Cardinals reveal new City Connect Lou uniforms. I'm the only person in this room that thought they were okay. You all thought they were trash.
This is the loo. It literally, this is the toilet on the front.
Well, no, the Lou.
Shit.
St. Louis they call it the Lou.
Oh.
Listen to some Nelly circa 1999 for once. Listen to some Murphy Lee. I think that's okay. I don't love the hat.
That's not. I don't understand the. If it's an alternate, I don't know.
Well,
It looks like.
I
the
know what you're
exact
saying. I know what you're saying. But see, this one says the Lou.
Lou.
The other one says St. Louis.
This is like the jersey that like the fan blog would sell on their merch website because they can't use the word Cardinal.
Cardinal, yeah.
They put the
Yeah.
Lou on it, but they do the exact same jersey.
If your name is Lou, though, you've got to buy this jersey, right?
If you're a Cardinals fan, yeah.
Not even a car. I think every Lou should have this jersey. The Lou.
We got to get some Lou's in these.
I don't think I've ever actually known a Lou.
Lewis?
No, I'm
Lou.
saying he goes by Lou.
Lou Ferrigno.
No, I don't know him.
Oh, Lou.
You ever know Lou?
Oh, and Meet the Robinsons. Isn't his name Lou?
Again?
Yeah.
Have you ever known a Lou?
Yeah, Lou Urbancic, tight end, Brownsburg High School football, class of 2003. Go Dogs.
Really? Good for him.
Lewis, yeah. Lewis Urbancic, yeah.
All right. I think that's about it. Shout out Lou. That's all I got.
All right, that's the show. See you guys tomorrow.
That's how ball is done.
At 2:15. You doing a dozen now? Yeah.